All right, and we're back. Welcome everyone to the ATX VGC Monday Night Friendlies. We are here tonight with I think this is gonna be our last fully Series 6 Monday Night Friendlies, y'all.
That's exciting stuff.
Yeah, Series 7 and the Crown Tundra are on the horizon. The Crown Tundra will release later this week, and we're really excited to next week have speculative Series 7 rules for anyone that has a team ready to go. So,
I know I'll have a team ready by then.
yeah, Chase will definitely have a team ready.
I have been
You'll
waiting
have
for the
it
day
in
Series 6 is
game.
over. Oh yes, for sure.
Yeah, so with that, we have three battles tonight. Those are going to be in our very first battle. We have Chase versus Amy in what I guarantee will be a very unique battle. I've seen both of the teams and I'm really excited to see what comes out from this.
All right, what's going on, guys? We are back and we are ready for our first match of the night on our Monday Night Friendlies. Today is October 19th, and I am excited, Rollercoaster. Are you excited?
I'm excited because it looks like we got some weird stuff going on in our first match.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see a Mulga. I never expected to see a Mulga, but I guess Series 6 is probably the only chance it's ever going to have.
Doesn't even have much of a chance then, but yeah, I agree with that.
Maybe Monday Night Friendlies is the place for a Mulga.
Yeah, that's a Mulga's home. That's its bread and butter. So it looks like we're looking at Woke Flossie's capture. She's got a Dracovish, a Glaceon, a Rotom, Arcanine, Scrafty, and I told Alolan Ninetales. That's what that is. And Chase has Orbeetle, Emolga, Serena Arcanine, Primarina, and a regular Cantonian Mr. Mime.
Very cool. I don't remember the last time I saw Cantonian Mr. Mime either.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Cantonian Mr. Mime ever. I know that like a lot of people tried the Galarian Mr. Mime like really early on because it had screen cleaners, but I don't know what regular Mr. Mime can do. I know it's Fairy and Psychic, something that I learned earlier today.
Which was the one that they gave us for the event in the Cherish Ball? Was that Cantonian, or that had to have been...
I'm pretty sure that one was Galarian.
Yeah.
So, very interesting teams. I also want to commentate, Amy's Dracovish is a Quick Claw Dracovish.
I
It's
didn't
just
even
my
notice
new
that.
favorite thing.
I mean, I guess if it goes first, it goes first, right?
Yeah, you can't stop it.
All right, well, let's see what our players here have selected for their first turn of Game 1.
Mm-hmm. We've got Mr. Mime and Orbeetle leading with the double Psychic lead, and we have Scratchy and Rotom. Both players leading with their Fake Out Pressure. I believe that Mr. Mime, I'm almost certain that Mr. Mime is faster than Scrafty because Scrafty is very slow. So Fake Out Pressure goes to Chase if he wants to use it. And yeah, that's kind of the only thing going on right now that I can infer from these leads.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good lead here from Woke Flossie. I mean, Rotom Wash is always good to have on your side of the field. Plus, she has the Dark type attacker going up against these two Psychic types. Now, obviously, it's not going to be super effective against the Orbeetle as it is partially a Bug type, but it's good to have.
Yeah, so Dynamax is going to come out from Chase's end. I want it to be the Mr. Mime, but I have a feeling that it isn't. This is probably going to be a G-Max. Oh, it's just a regular Orbeetle. I wonder if that was intentional. It'd be really funny to me if like Chase made this team around G-Max Gravitas, but forgot to make the Orbeetle G-Max. Oh, fling. Okay. So Mr. Mime's going to fling something onto the Orbeetle, presumably triggering a weakness policy. Yeah, the Select Berry is going to raise Orbeetle's speed. Weakness policy is going to trigger, doubling its special attack output. And I think this Orbeetle's just going to be able to get a KO.
Yeah, so that Mind Storm just comes straight out into the Rotom Wash. And I couldn't really tell there. It looked like it didn't get the KO.
It looked like it survived with a decent amount of health, to be honest. I believe in team preview we saw that Rotom had an assault vest on. Orbeetle is not taking a lot of damage from these super effective hits. Okay, that crunch did a lot more. No defense drop on it, but I don't know. I'd say that's a pretty okay turn from Flossie's end. Like, she gets half damage onto Chase's Dynamax. The Psychic Terrain goes up, which doesn't really affect her that much, and she doesn't lose a Pokemon. So I'd say that's a solid turn.
Yeah, I'd agree. And she waited out her first turn Dynamax. As we were having a conversation earlier, sometimes if you can take advantage of that, then you're gonna put yourself in a really good position.
And I don't know how offensive Chase's Orbeetle is. Presumably he does know that is a assault vested Rotom based on the fact that he didn't get the KO. Flutterby is going to come out. I imagine this is going out into the Scrafty. I don't know if this is going to KO. It barely survives with 9 hit points. Going to get the special attack drops on both of the Pokemon. That's more helpful towards the Rotom than it is towards the Scrafty. Expanding Force is going to come out. Doesn't affect the Scrafty, so... That was the most amazing animation.
Very cool animation there.
Jazz hands. Crunch gonna come out, doesn't get the KO, but puts it super low, and Rotom goes down.
So it looks like Amy has a couple of ice types here in the back. Presumably, both of these Pokemon will have Blizzard, and I don't think either one of Austin's Pokemon really want to get hit by either of those Blizzards.
Yeah. The only kind of like still threatening thing is that the Orbeetle is the fastest thing on the field and very strong. It hasn't gotten a KO on its own so far. It got the Scrafty super low. It wasn't able to knock out the Rotom. I'd still respect it though. Like I think if Amy's able to kind of like make it through this turn with either not losing a Pokemon or just taking as little damage as possible, she's gonna be really fine. She's decided that she wants to preserve the Scrafty for later in the game, presumably because it can wall out that Mr. Mime if it only has expanding force for attack. Snow Warning's going to come out. I imagine that it's very possible that Orbeetle can just drop to the hail damage, and Amy's going for her Dynamax now.
Yeah, so pretty cool. We're looking at it in the dive ball there. You know, I love to see the correlating Pokeballs.
One of the most crucial aspects of the game, to be honest.
You have to. You absolutely have to do it.
You gotta have a good Pokeball game. Glaceon's gonna Dynamax. Flutterby's gonna come out. Presumably that's into the Scrafty to finish it off. Because Fairy resists, and because I guess Orbeetle isn't that strong, it doesn't do that much damage. Even with the boost that it has. Icy Wind comes out. It's gonna get some more speed control in favor of this Orbeetle. And Glaceon is just going to go for an attack. Looks like it's going to be a Max Phantasm into that Mr. Mime. Does get the one-hit knockout, I believe. That was a crit.
Was that a Focus Sash?
Potentially. I couldn't really tell. Yeah, no. Mime just goes down. Okay. And I don't know, does Orbeetle go... Orbeetle's not going to go down to the hail, but it is still very, very low.
Yeah, really cool there. I think both of our players not really having a deciding turn just yet. I think both of these players are still in it.
Primarina comes out, and to be honest, if Chase doesn't have Freeze Dry on his Ninetales, he's gonna have a really, really hard time breaking through that Primarina. It looks like Orbeetle is where we'll just go down to the hail this turn. Oh my god, did you see the moves on the Ninetales? Ninetales, even with Orbeetle being at +2 speed and Ninetales being at -1, we saw that was Choice Scarf earlier, is still going to be able to get the speed advantage and the knockout onto the Orbeetle. Hyper Voice is going to pick up the Ninetales. Isn't able to get the Glaceon, but Phantasm's going to do decent damage in return to it. Oh god, never mind. That did nothing.
Yeah, so we do see the Max Phantasm coming from Amy's Dynamaxed Glaceon, sorry. So she does have the Scrafty in the back still. I think Chase just has the Primarina by itself.
No, he has one.
Oh, he
Yeah,
does
he
have
has the
Serena,
Serena. But the tricky thing here is we saw how very little damage that Phantasm did to the Primarina. I just don't know if Amy's gonna be able to like work her way through it. So she can. I imagine she can get the KO onto the Serena this turn. You may want to fake it out just in case it's something like.
What? Queenly Majesty.
Oh, that's right. I always forget about Queen Majesty.
That's why. That's the only reason Serena is good.
Yeah, Primarina is gonna go for Hyper Voice. Oh, Glaceon avoided the attack because it has the Snow Cloak ability. And Glaceon's going to go for a Hailstorm into the Protect. It's not going to deal that much to Serena. And now it's going to be a little tricky because Glaceon does have the ability to dodge, but I just don't really see a way that Amy can get through the Primarina very quickly.
Yeah, I agree. I think the only way that Chase is going to throw this one is if his Serena is going to miss some high jump kicks here.
Yeah, that would be my guess. Amy's best bet may just be going for a Blizzard and knocking out the Serena that way and trying to get a freeze onto. Oh God, high jump kick is.
There it goes.
Oh, with the combination of the Snow Cloak and high jump kick's low accuracy, that attack was not going to connect. Moonblast still does a good amount of damage and gets the special attack drop, so Serena may still survive the Blizzard because of the, oh wait, no, it took way too much recoil from the high jump kick. Gets the KO on the Serena. Looks like there's no freeze on the Primarina. And now I think you just kind of... Amy does have freeze dry, as we saw earlier. I think it just comes down to if Snow Cloak can get you the dodge.
Yeah, I think we saw that Primarina actually outspeeds this Glaceon. Yeah, it does. Which is kind of surprising to me. But the Moonblast does come out and it does connect, so Chase is going to be able to take game one here. So pretty good first game there from our players.
Yeah, it came pretty close. Chase was in the scary position of, if my attacks don't connect, I lose. Like, and there was nothing he could really do about it. It looks like, judging by how little it took from that Shadow Ball, I imagine that the Primarina's Assault Vest on Chase's end, so he didn't have the opportunity to like protect and stall things out. And the main takeaway I would have would be like, wow, my Orbeetle did nothing. It did manage to chip everything down, but I imagine that Chase might have wanted to get a little bit more out of it than what he got.
Yeah, I think he just really wanted to use that fling tech with the weakness policy proc.
Yeah.
So that's probably
I hope
what
it brings the Mr. Mime again. I want to see those jazz hands.
I want to see a Mulga personally.
Chase, don't be a coward. Lead Mr. Mime and a Mulga. You know it's the optimal strategy.
That's what we want. You
Yeah,
already
that's the
won game
unstoppable
one.
lead.
You have game two to mess around with and just kind of play things out.
See what you can do.
Give the people what they want, Chase.
Now things are going to come a little trickier on Amy's end because although she lost the game, I don't think that there was anything wrong with the things that she brought. Like I said, on Chase's end, it's scary because like you need RNG to go your way in order to win the game. But on the other end, if you're Amy, you're kind of thinking like, I was kind of relying on hacks in order to win, and that's never an ideal position to be in.
It did work out with that high jump kick, though, I will say.
It worked out super great. The only way that could have gone better is if she like predicted the high jump kick dodge. It KO'd the Serena on like
goes for the
recoil.
freeze dry.
Yeah, that would have been sick, but little too much health on it. All right, and we are going into game two of Chase versus Woke Flossie. I'm interested to see if these players make any adjustments on their end. We're gonna go ahead and see Chase lead out with.
Oh,
he did it! He did it! Chase isn't a coward.
Oh man, Chase leads with the Mr. Mime and Emolga. The
Yes,
person
we have-
is. Oh my god, its opponents are horrifying.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
The
Okay.
and the Ninetales for Amy here.
Yes, so we didn't see Fake Out come out from Mr. Mime last game. Potentially it doesn't have it. I don't know if you want to make that bet though. So Amy may just want to try to get some speed control, protect her Dracovish this turn. That Ninetales is Scarfed Sheer Cold, so I'm very interested to see if it goes for it. No Max is going to come out from anybody. Dracovish goes for a Protect. Mr. Mime does go for a Fake Out, reads the Protect on the Dracovish amazingly, and fakes out the Ninetales, and Mogul goes for a Nuzzle, try to paralyze and throw that Dracovish off its speed.
Yeah, very cool. I think that's... Okay, so there's obviously not very many Emolga techs that you're going to want to run, but you're probably going to try and... You're going to want to try and paralyze your opponent and probably just get some air slashes off is what I'm expecting.
Yeah, that would be my best guess. Funnily enough, the speed adjustment onto the Dracovish isn't going to affect the Nuzzle that much because Amy is not Scarfed, she's not bandaged, she is Quick Claw on hers, which is incredible, and I really hope that activates sometime during the set. But still, like, paralysis is nothing you want to play with. Chase decides to switch out his Emolga in for an Arcanine. If Amy went for a Vicious Rend there, I don't think the Arcanine would have survived. And I guess he wants to preserve it, maybe try to get some Nuzzles off later, readjust a little bit. Amy doesn't want to get paralysis onto her Dracovish, so she's going to switch that out herself and get an Arcanine out. Get a double Intimidate, potentially good for the Arcanine, probably useless against the Mr. Mime. Blizzard's going to come out from Ninetales, solid damage onto Mr. Mime, and Mr. Mime's going to get some speed control with Icy Wind, rocking those jazz hands, going full force at it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Mime hands, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's really good. Just gotta go. Just gotta go.
I love that. I'm going to start using it, honestly, just because I like the hands.
Next time at a live event, that's how I'm gonna like do all my attacks. I'm gonna like lock eyes with whoever I'm playing, just go.
Oh man.
They won't be ready for it.
I certainly wouldn't be ready for it.
So Chase has gotten some speed control on his end. I am curious whether this Arcanine is physical or special, and also based on seeing how the Pokemon switched out, and the fact that Dracovish Protect, Chase knows that it is not Scarfed and it is not faster than his Emolga.
It'd be really... Oh, well, we just see a Will-O-Wisp. I was going to say it'd be cool if Chase reads into that and actually clicks Will-O-Wisp.
That was a really, really good read on Chase's end. Expanding Force coming out from Jazz and Mr. Mime. He actually just doubles the slot, and a Flare Blitz is going to come out from Amy's Arcanine, and I imagine that, yeah, that's just going to pick up the KO onto Mr. Mime, so no more Jazz hands, sadly.
It's alright. Maybe we'll see a third game where we can see more Mr. Mime Jazz hands.
Chase in the chat, Mr. Mime sucks. Are you surprised by that? Did you think that it was going to do a lot of legwork this game?
Oh man, I kind of want to see him max it, honestly. Maybe he'll bring Emolga in and we can see Emolga Dynamax.
Mm-hmm. Get some speed control with your Emolga.
Oh, that would be really cool. Now he can't get the Icy Wind speed control, so...
Yeah. Primarina comes out, and now things are suboptimal, I would say. Primarina threatens a KO onto either one of your Mons. Neither one wants to take a Geyser or Moonblast, and based on what Amy has, I don't think she really has a lot of good switch-ins for either of those moves, so her best bet may just be to try and like sack the Dracovish. Maybe if you're lucky, you can get off a Quick Claw Vicious Rend, and even Burn, it's going to do a solid chunk to the Arcanine, and then maybe you just get a switch in and go from there.
Yeah, I think she could even double into the Arcanine with the Vicious Rend, hope she gets that Quick Claw. I don't think that the Quick Claw or the Vicious Rend will get the knockout. We did see it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, we see a Dynamax here in a Pokeball.
Mm-hmm. Definitely going to be the Primarina. Chase is very confused. Primarina is going to get big. The Icy Wind went off on Arcanine earlier, so I'd say it's pretty safe to assume that Primarina is going to be faster than the Arcanine. Quick Claw isn't gonna affect the speed things. Arcanine goes for Protect, just gonna try and survive the turn out. And Dracovish Quick Claw activation gives it the Vicious Rin, doubles it in power, hits into the Arcanine, and
Oh, it does get the KO. That's not -1, right? It's just burned.
It's just burned.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So we do see the max guys are coming out into the protected pup. Gonna do quite a bit of damage through that protect. Will change the weather as well.
Yeah, get rid of the hail, set up the rain. A little bit of burn chip onto the Dracovish. And yeah, chases down to his last 2 Pokemon, the Emolga. Honestly, if Amy gets another Quick Claw activation onto the Emolga, I'm pretty sure it's gonna knock out. So I think Chase is kind of forced to respect the Dracovish and the 10% chance Amy has of getting a knockout this turn.
So you're telling me we've got an Emolga on Chase's side of the field, and you want him to respect the Dracovish?
Yes. That is what I think needs to happen. No Quick Claw activation, it looks like, sadly. It is literally the first thing to happen in the game. Snow Warning's going to come out, get rid of the rain, set up the hail. Let's see how much Chase respects the Quick Claw. He goes for a Nuzzle into the Ninetales, paralyzing it, lowering its speed. And Dracovish gets a Vicious Rend off. It's still faster than the Primarina, and that actually does solid damage. And like I said, Chase has to respect the Quick Claw Dracovish and go for the Moonblast this turn.
Yeah, I'd absolutely agree as well. If I do think if that Dracovish went first into that Emolga, that would have done more damage and would have picked up the KO.
It absolutely would have picked up the KO based on how much it did with the burn. It Vicious Rend doubles in damage whenever it goes first, or whenever it hits the target before it attacks. So now Amy's not in a bad position, I'd say. She could just protect to try and stall out this last turn of Dynamax. She might want to try to switch out, or actually, I don't even know if you need to do that. Emolga can't paralyze her what's it called? Her Glaceon because of the Misty Terrain. Your Arcanine's not really doing that much, so you might as well just like switch it in and sack it, try to get the weather back in your favor. With the paralysis, I know that the Ninetales is Scarf, but I don't think it's going to be outspeeding the Primarina. And I believe that she's going to want to Dynamax her Glaceon and maybe just go for like a few Phantasms and then try to win the game with a Freeze Dry end game.
Yeah, I'd agree. It looks like Amy just wants to click the Blizzard here with the Glaceon slot. She's just going to switch out into the Arcanine from the Alolan Ninetales. Going to get that Intimidate off. Doesn't affect anybody on Chase's side of the field this time around.
Yeah, Emolga's going to go for Electroweb, get a little bit more speed control on their end. Which, because Amy didn't Dynamax her Glaceon, a Geyser could get the knockout if it targeted that slot. Oh, okay, it just goes into the Arcanine, which means that Amy is going to win the Weather War at the end of this. The only thing that's kind of scary now is that Blizzard isn't 100% accurate, so there's no guarantee that it's going to connect onto the Emolga, but it looks like it just double connects anyway, so we're good to go.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any freeze hacks or anything going on here either, so just going to be the Ninetales and the Glaceon versus this Primarina.
Yeah.
That's all of Chase's Pokemon there, right?
That is all of Chase's Pokemon. He's got three left. Yes, Will, I am holding back tears. I hate seeing Arcanines go down. Now, I'm not entirely sure if, well, okay, so like I'd say that you should max because like damage is damage, and just you are slower than the Primarina, but like if it has to like respect both targets and it kind of can't handle both, so you need to make sure that you're putting on as much pressure as you possibly can and make it as hard as possible to knock out either one of your Pokemon.
Yeah,
and also now Amy has the Snow Cloak ability again, and Chase's moves are not guaranteed to connect.
Yeah, plus dragging out that Dynamax turn, you're essentially doubling your HP for the next 3 turns, and I don't know if this Primarina is gonna last 3 turns.
Yeah, I don't know if it can take 3 Phantasms. Oh, the sheer cold just connects right! The game is over off the bat! Oh,
Wow.
paralyzed! 30% accuracy! Oh my god, that's amazing. Just gets the KO. Chase never stood a chance.
Wow. Yeah, so just in these first 2 games alone, we saw Sheer Cold, we saw Emolga, Mr. Mime doing the jazz hands. We've now seen, did I already say Sheer Cold? I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, and the Fish's Friend Claw KO.
Oh
That
my-
is right, Rozzy. Amy is OP. Please nerf. Man. So now what does Chase do? How do you counter what is clearly the unstoppable team?
I don't know. I think I want to see Emolga Mr. Mime lead again.
Should Chase have maxed his Emolga?
Snores, thanks for the follow. I would love to see Max Emolga. The thing is so cool. It's not good, but it's so cool.
So the issue is like Chase has to pay weird respect to the Dracovish and the Ninetales because despite the fact that they have inconsistencies about them, they do at all times have the potential to just randomly knock out things on Chase's team in a way that he can't really counter super well, because it looks like with that Choice Scarf, even through Paralyzed, Ninetales is going to be outspeeding like the entirety of Chase's team.
Yeah, you definitely need to respect the Choice Scarf Sheer Cold.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe Amy just landed that on the first try.
That was amazing. The first sheer cold she went through, she was paralyzed and hit it. That's the most amazing. And she got the one Quick Claw activation that she absolutely needed. Like, that wasn't gonna KO otherwise.
Quite a fun set so far.
Mhm.
Really looking forward to this third game, final of the set. It's gonna be Mr. Mime and Serena for Chase.
Chase sticking with Mr. Mime, hoping that he can put some work in. This time, Dracovish and Scrafty come out from Amy's side. And I don't... even if you get a Quick Claw activation with the Fish's Friend, I don't think it's going to do that much to the Serena. I don't know how much it does to Mr. Mime, to be honest. Chase does have Fake Out pressure, but he opted not to go for it last time, so maybe you call him and say that, like, hey, you're not going to Fake Out again, so I'm just going to Fake you out so you can't do anything. Or maybe Amy will just go for damage, not feeling too threatened.
Yeah, I agree. The good thing for Chase here is that he does have the Serena, who threatens both of Amy's Pokemon here.
Chase switches into Arcanine. I imagine that he went for a Fake Out onto the Dracovish if he did that. Otherwise, that's a very risky switch out. We saw that through, even though Dracovish was burned, as long as it gets the Fish's Friend boost, it seems to have the ability to KO that Arcanine. Amy pivots out into her own Arcanine, so the Intimidate is going to go on to Chase's. Kind of similar to what we saw in the last game. Mr. Mime does go for Fake Out into the Arcanine. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And Ironhead's going to come out into the Mr. Mime. Doesn't do a lot of damage. Managed to tank that, but as we saw from the last game, Unintimidated Flare Blitz was just able to KO it.
Yeah, pretty cool seeing both dogs here from both trainers. I think they're in kind of an odd turn 2 here, where they're trying to position themselves into like more of a winning side, get more chip damage off into each other, get some speed control from Mr. Mime possibly.
Yeah. Potentially Chase has a switch into this incoming Flare Blitz for his Mr. Mime, but just, you know, doesn't think that it's worth the damage onto like one of his potential sweepers. Flare Blitz gonna come out. It KO'd last time. I'm fairly sure it's gonna KO again. Yeah, Mr. Mime just doesn't seem to have that much bulk, and also Will-O-Wisp goes on to Amy's Rotom on the switch-in.
Yeah, so we are going to see a little bit of chip damage from there, seeing some chip damage from the Flare Blitz recoil, and then we are going to see Chase bring out his Primarina.
Yeah, very interesting. I imagine that Chase is probably going to go for a Snarl. To be honest, I don't really know who Amy wants to max this time. She does have a pretty good advantage with the Assault Vest onto the Rotom. I would say that even if Chase had a coverage move like the Max Overgrowth on his Primarina, I don't think that it's going to be able to do that much to the Rotom, but presumably he is going to go for a Snarl to reduce potential electric damage coming out.
Yeah, I would agree. I think we already saw that Chase's Primarina is probably Assault Vest as well, right? So we can probably assume that it does have Max Overgrowth.
Yeah, usually you go Moonblast, Overgrowth, or Moonblast, Energy Ball, Hydro Cannon, and Hyper Voice. Snarl comes out, going to lower the special attacks of the Rotom, so it's doing less damage to Primarina. With the combination of the Assault Vest and the spread damage on this discharge. Ooh, wait, she could paralyze here, I just realized. Yeah, that's solid chip damage. Any paralysis, though?
Wow.
No paralysis. Overgrowth's going to come out, but this Rotom is Assault Vested, so I believe that it's still going to survive. Oh, and yeah, it survives fairly well, I'd say.
Yeah, I lived on 24 HP there, but it's not touching the terrain, so I don't think that it's going to get anything back from the grassy terrain here.
Yeah, and I believe that means that a Snarl is going to be able to knock it out. So Chase has a potential real easy Snarl and Geyser. I don't know if that's in Snarl range or not.
It's pretty close. I mean, down to 15 HP
Yeah.
after the burn drop. I mean, I didn't see how much damage it did last time, but I think it's definitely surfacing the area of 15 HP is pretty close.
Yeah.
I'm more thrown off roller coaster by the fact that discharge didn't get a single paralysis.
Yeah, a little unlucky on Amy's end. I believe Discharge has like a 30% chance to paralyze whoever it contacts with. That would have been like very, very helpful for her if she had gotten a paralysis onto either one of those. Actually, Chase may just go for like a Moonblast or like a Starfall to avoid potential paralysis coming out in the future. Goes for a Flamethrower. Yeah, okay. He didn't want to risk the Snarl miss. And let's see if he read the switch.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
went for the Starfall.
That's a big play from Chase.
Yeah. But to be honest, so that is a very good play on Chase's end. He's trying to cover potential like late game status things, any switch in that Amy could have made to try to preserve her Arcanine. But the bigger thing is, I don't really know what Amy maxes now.
More than likely not going to be the Dracovish, right? But
I doubt it. I mean, she could. It's not choiced, so that's a potential. I think what potentially might happen from Chase's end is that he might try to preserve his Arcanine for like late game Intimidates, because he can't burn the Dracovish right now. So
right,
I think that, yeah, I think he's gonna switch out his Serena and go for a Starfall onto the Dracovish. So potentially, Amy should this may be a time to like make a hard read and like protect your Dracovish and Flare Blitz the Arcanine. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, so we do see the Arcanine come out as predicted, and the Serena does come in. We are going to see a Dynamax. It's in a Pokeball.
So I believe that what Amy went to go for maxing the Dracovish. It's her kind of only max option at this point. Her Arcanine is offensive, but not that offensive, it seems. Arcanine goes for Protect, doesn't try to Flare Blitz that slot. And Dracovish, who's faster than the Primarina, even without having any type of Scar, goes for Mindstorm. So looks like he did read that. But now the Arcanine has the ability to burn Amy's Dracovish. And a Starfall's going to come out. This honestly may just pick up the KO even though it's maxed.
Yeah, that does a lot of damage.
Doesn't pick up the KO, but it does a lot of damage.
Yeah, so the Dracovish goes down to exactly 100 HP, and we do see the mist swirls around now, so that Starfall does come back up with the Misty Terrain, and we are left with no more Dynamax turns from the Primarina.
Yeah, and now Chase can just switch his Arcanine back in and get an Intimidate off onto either one of these Mons, and Primarina can kind of just clean up from there. Like, it looks like Amy doesn't have Snarl. I mean, like, we can see that she doesn't have Snarl, but at this point, I think it's pretty safe to infer that. She's gone for, like, Protect Flare Blitz every single time.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of answers Amy has for the Primarina. I feel like the Primarina is really just free to spam Hyper Voice and like just get away with literally just clicking that.
Yeah, I think you would have to crit the Primarina this turn. Yeah, Amy does try to go for as much damage. The Extreme Speed doesn't do a lot. Geyser goes out. Looks like she read the Arcanine switch in, but it's not going to be that helpful because of the Intimidate. It doesn't pick up the KO. And now if Chase went for a Hyper Voice, that should just pick up the KO onto Amy's Arcanine, and then you have Moonblast, Power Whip, a bunch of... Oh no, he just tried to get rid of the Dracovish as soon as possible. Which I guess ultimately gets you in the same place because without the Max and the Arcanine not really having that much damage output, I mean, like, it looks like its best move to hit Primarina was the Extreme Speed, and so Amy's in the position where she just can't break through this Primarina.
Right. All right, Roller Coaster. It's been a pretty fun first set here. I know we're not quite. Oh, it looks like she is clicking the quit button.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. She just kind of didn't have a way out of it. I think that her only, like, Chase did a really good job of positioning and put himself in an area where I think Amy just had to make a really hard read on that Serena switch in, and even then it would have been a bit of an uphill battle. But but great playing to both. I loved seeing both of these teams and everything that happened, so it was really great.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, we will be right back. I do believe we will have an advertisement this time around, so if you're here and you see an ad pop up, please do not leave, as we will be right back with our second set, which will actually be between myself, Nibs, and White Tigers.
Yeah.
Hey, you like that video? We think you should check this out, and YouTube thinks you should check this one out. And be sure to subscribe for more content.